Hey everybody, welcome back to the Alignment Academy with Reema. And today we are going to be talking about all things beauty. And we are going to be talking about how to glow from the inside out, a little bit of beauty advice, a little beauty tips. But today we're going to go a little bit deeper. It's not going to be as surface level. You know, there are so many beautiful makeup tutorials, hair tutorials, this tutorial, that tutorial out there. But today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the inside and, you know, really just diving deep into our inner beauty, because our inner beauty reflects our outer beauty. And a little bit about me and who I am. So I help women who feel stuck, who feel unfulfilled, who feel overworked and overwhelmed, and women who also struggle with romantic relationships. I help these high achieving women live their best life. I help them live their most joyful life, their most peaceful lives, their most easeful lives, their most soft girl lives, their most soft girl successful lives, because that is absolutely what women deserve. We all deserve to be out here living our best, most aligned life. So let's get into it. I jotted down a few bullet points right before this, just so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. But the first thing I have, and I really do think that this is just like so foundational, base level when it comes to beauty, is your nutrition, your health, your fitness routine. Because here's the thing, I'll talk about myself. So I'm in my 30s, and as a child, I definitely was an athlete. I played a ton of sports, so I was like very, very active. And then I ate pretty healthy. I think I started my health journey as a teenager. And then in my 20s, you know, it wasn't as consistent, but it was like still there sometimes. But I always had this kind of knowing of, I'm young, like I could lose weight so fast, or I can gain muscle so fast, or I could, eat whatever if I feel like it. So it was, it wasn't all the way there. It wasn't as disciplined as I am now. It was like one foot in discipline, and then the other foot in let's go get some pasta, and let's eat a brownie, and let's do this, and let's do that. And one day it caught up with me. So I actually got like a gluten sensitivity. And I know that this is something that a lot of people have, but I was like, what? Like me, like I developed a gluten sensitivity. And I feel like it was my body telling me that, girl, like, we know that you got one foot in and you got one foot out, but like you need to go all the way. Like you just need to go 100% with your health journey. And that's not to say that you can never have fun, maybe just make it like the majority of the time you were really deep in your health journey as a form of self-love. And also today I healed my gluten sensitivity, but I have no desire to eat it anymore. Ever since I dove deeper into nutrition, I have no desire to eat it, because it's not the best thing for my body personally. So I know that everyone's nutrition journey is a little bit different. Some people are vegan, some people eat a lot of meat. Me personally, I do a baseline of fruits, vegetables, and high quality meats. And that's just kind of like my core, and also like nuts, seed, etc. But that is my core. So whole foods, clean meats, and that is the bulk of my diet. And then every now and then, once in a blue moon, like I can snack, or I can have a little bit more sugar, but those things are very like minimal, the cherry on top, like once in a blue moon type of things, and not, your everyday processed foods. If it was made in a factory, that does not need to be your everyday. If it was made in nature, that needs to be your everyday. I feel like there's a lot of confusion around nutrition, but if we could just simplify it, nature is good for your body. Factory, it's not good for your body. So whatever you need to do to dive deeper into your nutrition journey and into your health journey, because even with me, I'm so self-aware and so tuned into my body, which is why I immediately knew I had like the gluten sensitivity. I didn't get diagnosed. I mean, by the time I like went to the doctor, she was like, yeah, girl, like they're not even going to catch it. They're going to say everything's normal because you already caught it and you already healed it. So I'm so tuned in with my body that I noticed when I was having digestive issues or something was off, my anxiety was on 10. I would have more scary dreams. Like everything's just so connected. So this nutrition, if there's one thing you can do to your body, just eat more whole foods. If you eat meat, make sure they're high quality meats because that is what your body deserves. And I think even approaching it as a form of self-love is really important. I don't think it should feel like I need to be disciplined and I need to do this for my body. It shouldn't feel rigid and tough. It should feel like I love myself and I want to be high internally and externally. So I'm going to eat things that support that. Period. That is it. And also when it comes to fitness, I think it's the same thing. I think it's really important to just have a very steady fitness journey. If you are new to your fitness journey, you could even start with something simple as walking. I walk so much. I lived in New York City for 12 years, and I think that's one of my favorite parts about living there was that it's such a walkable city. Everyone walks everywhere. You walk miles every single day by accident. It just happens. So that's something that's just a part of my like daily being, and I love to walk, but I also do Pilates. I also go to the gym. So really just exploring, and you could think of it as play. You could say, okay, well, let me explore my fitness journey and see what I like to do. Do I like to walk? Do I like to do Pilates? Do I like to go to the gym? Do I like to work out at home? Do I like to do a class, get class pass, whatever it is that you have to do to explore. But the key here is consistency. So once you find that thing, you absolutely need to be consistent until it becomes a part of your identity, until it becomes a part of your being, and just like consistency. Even if you need to wake up at the same time every single day and work out at the same time every single day, and just like do that repetition until it becomes a part of who you are. And this absolutely, this is just like the inner glow up where your external will just flourish. Your body will feel so good. Your body will know that you're treating it with the most honor and respect and treating your body like the queen, like the goddess that you are. So that is hands down, in my opinion, just like the number one foundation tip to glow up your beauty. Okay, let's see what I put for number 2. Okay, this is an interesting one that came to my mind, but I put release judgment. So you might be like, well, what the heck does judgment have to do with my beauty? But I'll talk a little bit about myself first. So I feel like in my 20s, I was more of a natural girl, just more of like the natural aesthetic, like the natural vibe. And then when it came time to play with my looks, makeup, hair, fashion, all of that, I wanted to give myself complete freedom to do whatever the heck I want to do. If I want to dress like a rock star and have spikes, I want to do it. If I want to dress like, I don't know, a president's wife, I want to do it. If I want to dress like Cleopatra and literally walk outside like that, like I want to do it. And what I noticed for me is that while I was in my more natural girl like vibe, I sometimes, it was very subtle with me. I wasn't like an obvious judgy person. Like most of my friends would probably even be like, what, you even had a little bit of judgment in you? So, but it was still there. It was subtle. And I would judge someone who maybe was like the opposite of the natural vibe. So if they had super long extensions, super long, I don't know, lashes, maybe their body was done, I don't know. If it was just like the opposite of the natural person, I would judge it. And that judgment got in the way of me giving myself complete freedom to do whatever the heck I wanted to do when it came to beauty in how I looked externally because I had some underlining judgments. So judging is a really, really interesting thing, because when you judge other people, you're judging a form of yourself. Like somewhere internally, you're judging yourself. And a lot of times when you're judging someone externally, you are not giving yourself permission to play in that space. For example, if you're a super, super serious person, right? And you're just so disciplined, you're just so serious, and you see the most carefree girl in the world living her best life, doesn't even know what time is, like time doesn't even exist in this person's world, you might judge them so harshly and be like, you know, maybe like something in them might irritate you as the serious person, but in reality, maybe that serious person just wants a piece of that carefreeness, or they want to give themselves permission to explore their carefreeness. And I feel like this happens a lot with judgment. Like you might be judging someone, but in reality, you just want to give yourself permission to play there a little bit. So I think releasing judgment is really, really healthy when it comes to beauty, because as you expand your beauty, expand your looks, play with different looks, etc., if you have judgment in you towards how someone else looks, it could really be because you just want to play there a little bit. And even when it comes to like the opposite of, so I clear all of this judgment, obviously, but even when it comes to the opposite of, you know, like the natural girl aesthetic, today I personally wouldn't get plastic surgery or anything, but I don't judge anyone who does. Like everyone live their life, whatever you want to do works for you. So I think that's really, really important to release judgment, like release it fully out of your body. And this is, you know, this happens, it's levels to this, because if you were extremely judgy and like obviously judgy, and people would be like, yeah, that person, they're a judgy person, you're always talking smack about someone else, you're always talking this, talking that, first of all, that's negativity, so you're just going to attract more negativity in your life. But even outside of it just being like low vibe negative, you also are probably judging yourself the harshest. Just as harshly as you're talking all this stuff about other people, you're probably judging yourself so hard. So every time you find yourself judging someone, I want you to literally be self-aware and catch yourself, and then ask yourself, why am I judging them? What is this saying about me? Like journal on it, because it will come out. Something will come out where maybe you're judging them because you want to explore in that way, or maybe like there's an internal trigger that you could explore. So release judgment so you can give yourself full permission to live your best life and also change. Like you can literally reinvent yourself every single day with a new identity, a new being, a new look, new hair, new whatever, like 0 to 100 anytime you ever want to, once you release the judgment fully. And so I also wrote, basically do the inner work. Like do the inner work. Release your stored traumas, release your trapped emotions in your body. And I touch on this in literally all of my courses. I'll link them down below, but you're kind of like an onion, right? So at the core of the onion is the most true you. It's the most beautiful, strong, powerful, authentic, true, aligned version of you. It is where you and like everything around you, the God part of you, it is extremely, 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 extremely powerful. It is extremely magnetizing. I mean, that center part of you, you don't really have to effort, you don't really have to do the work. You literally just draw everything you want to you like magic. It's so beautiful. But for most people, trauma, the bad experiences are the layers and the peels of the onion that is on top of the core. And then that core can't even shine its light. So the core you might not even be glowing in this world the way it can be, because you have layers and layers and layers and layers of trauma on top of you. So whatever you have to do to release the trauma, go to therapy if you want to do therapy. BetterHelp is really good for therapy. And it's really convenient if you've never done it before. And I think they accept insurance. Double check, I'm not sure. Go to a life coach, invest in yourself. You are literally the most important thing you can ever invest in. Think about how many people on this planet Earth, they wake up every single day and the first thing they invest in is first probably scrolling social media, and then they go to work and invest in someone else's business, and then they come home and invest in, all these TV companies, and they never invest in themselves. They never work on themselves. They never, go deeper. They never get guidance. They never get the help and the support that they need. Like, you absolutely have to do that. You are it. Like, you are the person that you're searching for. You have to absolutely invest in yourself so you can live your absolutely best life. So whatever it is that you have to do to release the stored trauma, this one is also coming up for me too. So shaking is another tool you can use to release stored trauma, and you can do this one at home. Like, you don't need any, you don't need to purchase anything. You don't need any other person, but literally shaking. So YouTube shaking release, or like healing shaking, and it's literally like shaking. So a good way to explain shaking is when a lot of animals, you can literally like Google this, when animals get really frightened, like let's say you're a gazelle or whatever, and you're in the wherever they live, and a lion comes out and like almost attacks you, but it doesn't quite get it, and the gazelle escapes. You will see that it literally just like shakes its whole body, and what it's doing, once it gets to safety, of course, but it shakes its whole body, and it'll shake the trauma and like the fear, the anxiety, like whatever the emotion is, it'll shake it off so that the emotion doesn't become trapped in your body. And a lot of humans, we're not doing things where we're processing emotions and then releasing it. We're not shaking. Like, there's 1,000 tools, but we're not doing it. We're just like sitting with it and then letting it seep into our body and become poison, and it's not serving anyone. So if you want to just do something today, if you're like, listen, I know I got some trapped emotions inside of me, you can ask yourself, what trapped emotion wants to become released right now, and then shake it out. Go on YouTube and do like a guided shaking meditation or shaking release. I would highly recommend it. I even do it when I get startled. Like, if I'm out and something like kind of crazy happens real quick, I will do it with my hands just like this, because I'm like, I don't want that on me. So I just shake it off. I shake the nerves off. I shake the anxiety off, as long as I need to, probably a few minutes, and then I keep it moving. I do this in the street. I don't look completely crazy because I'm not shaking my whole body the way you'll see on YouTube if you actually do this, but I'll do it with my hands. And if people look, I'm like, F you, I don't really care. I'm doing this for me, not for you. And then, okay, this is going to be the final tip I talk about today, but I put stop leaking your energy and your life force. So, all right, this is so let's say you do release all of the stored traumas, the trapped emotions in your body. You go to therapy, you work with a life coach, you do what you need to do to release all that BS that was on you. And now you stripped off all those layers of the onion, and now you are at the core of your onion and you're starting to glow. You're like a light bulb, right? And you're starting to glow. People outside notice it. Money notices it, and money starts coming to you easier, faster. You don't really have to work that hard for it. Men are noticing it. Like, you're just living your best glow up life. However, if you got leeches on that light, if you got takers on that light, if you have a job that you absolutely hate and is sucking the soul out of you, and it, like, that's another leech on that light, and you're draining your life force energy. If you just got all these plugs in you and you're draining it, your light is still dim, or it's not even on, because you got all these other things sucking the soul absolutely out of you. So stop leaking your energy and your life force energy. And I feel like this can come up in really, really sneaky ways. You have to be really like cutthroat on what has access to you and what doesn't have access to you. So this could come up through friendships. Maybe there's friendships that you need to cut off. This also goes back to our first point with food. If you are eating all this BS food, that will absolutely leak your life force energy, because you will use a lot of your energy just trying to like digest plastic or things that aren't really that digestible. And when I say plastic, I just mean like a lot of processed foods. And this could come through your relationships or your situationships. If you are messing with a man that is not doing anything for you and only giving you a headache, and you are giving this, man, all of your time, all of your energy, if you're giving him your body, you absolutely have a huge leak. Like, you're just, all that light that could be for you is just going away. It's leaving your field. It's going to someone else. So wherever it is, whatever it is, if it's a job that like makes you sick when you walk in, that is leaking your energy, you have to figure out another way. Get a new job, get a new career, whatever it is. You have to protect yourself and protect your time and protect your energy by any means necessary. I mean, be cutthroat. Like, think about, I don't know how many like evil people or bad people there are in this world. They do things, they don't care. Like, this is, when we're talking about being cutthroat with your energy, like, this is the thing that you absolutely must care about more than anything in this world. Because if you don't have that, if you don't have a strong energetic field, then you don't have anything. You really just won't have anything to create with. So absolutely protect yourself by any means necessary. And I know I said that was the last tip, but I think the final tip I have is just really more intentionally live a softer life. As a woman, our bodies are really different from men in so many different ways, and it's really important to live a soft life. I don't mean that you have to lay in bed all day every day. Like, that would not be healthy either, but do not hustle till your wheels fall off. Do not put yourself last. Like, absolutely put yourself first in every day. Put your rest first, put your well-being first, put your health first, put yourself first. Like, just be cutthroat, put you first always, and live your best soft life. And also, I'm really, really excited. I have an upcoming group coaching course called the Soft Life Meets Success, and I'm so excited about it. This is for all the high achieving women who are out there and you're like, listen, I am done. Like, this something is not working. It is time for me to live my soft life. It is time for me to live my most successful soft life. You still want to be an ambitious, successful girl, but you want to do it in a soft way. You want to be supported. You want to receive. You want to be supported by everyone, your sisterhood, your family, friendships, healthy relationships. and just really enter your receiving era, this is for you. And I absolutely love it because I think the most potent healing happens in community with like-minded people. So if you are interested, see the link below. And also my books are open for coaching one-on-one. So if you're interested, I'll also leave my email down below. And I hope this reaches whoever needs it. And I hope everyone has a really, really beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.